Hi, it's Miss Hall again with another video for our World Religion series. My previous video talked about Hinduism, which was one religion that developed in ancient India. Today I want to talk to you about Buddhism, which is another religion that began in that region. Remember, you need to take good notes on these videos and perhaps go back and watch them again because you'll need this information for your religion project later in the year. The first thing I want to talk about are the roots of Buddhism. Buddhism was founded by Siddhartha in the foothills of the Himalayas. His early life is sort of a legend. We know that he was probably born around 566 BC, and we know that he was from a very wealthy and high caste family. According to tradition, his mother, while she was pregnant with him, dreamed that a radiant white elephant descended to her from heaven, and thus it was predicted that he would become a wandering holy man. His parents did not want that for him, and to protect him, they kept him inside the palace for all of his life. He grew up in the lap of luxury and got married, but then one day decided he wanted to go outside the palace walls. And when he traveled beyond the walls, he saw a sick person, an old person, and a dead body. Legend says that this is the first time he became aware of human suffering, and it disturbed him deeply. He decided to leave his family and set out trying to discover, quote-unquote, the realm of life where there is no suffering or death. He wandered for years, vainly seeking answers from Hindu scholars. He fasted and meditated. He ended up sitting under a giant tree and fasting and meditating for 48 days, attempting to understand the mystery of life. During this time, evil spirits tempted him. But suddenly, after 48 days, he believed that he understood. And when he rose, he was no longer Gautama. He was Buddha, the enlightened one. The Buddha spent the rest of his life teaching others what he had learned during his enlightenment. He explained this using 4 noble truths that are at the heart of Buddhism. The first truth is that all life is full of suffering, pain, and sorrow. The second truth is that the cause of suffering is the desire for things that are really illusions, things such as riches, power, and long life. The third noble truth is that the only cure for suffering is to overcome desire. And the fourth noble truth states that the way to overcome desire is to follow the Eightfold Path. The Buddha describes the Eightfold Path as having the right view, right intentions, right speech, right actions, right livelihood, right effort, right concentration, and right mindfulness. It was thought that by seeking these Eightfold Paths, the final goal of nirvana, or union with the universe and escape from the cycle of rebirth, could be reached. In many ways, the beliefs of the Buddhists are similar to those of the Hindus. Like Hinduism, they believe in the concepts of karma and dharma. They believe in moksha and in the cycle of rebirth. But unlike Hinduism, Buddha rejected priests and formal rituals. And many of the gods of Hinduism, he urged each person to seek enlightenment through their own meditation. He also rejected the caste system and offered the hope of nirvana to everyone, regardless of their birth. Buddhists do have a sacred text. It actually was developed after the Buddha's death. Some of his followers collected his teachings into a text called the Tripitaka, or 3 Baskets of Wisdom. As you can see from this picture, some of the original versions of the Tripitaka were quite large and ornate, but today there are modern versions that are smaller and more portable. Over time, missionaries and traders spread Buddhism across India and into Asia. Gradually, Buddhism split into 2 major sects. The Theravada Buddhism closely followed Buddha's original teachings. It required a life of dedication and hard work, and only the most dedicated seekers could hope to reach nirvana. Mahayana Buddhism was easier for ordinary people to follow. Mahayana Buddhists pictured Buddha and other holy beings as compassionate gods, and they turned to them for help with their daily problems. The Buddha's death is clouded in legend. It's claimed that at age 80 he ate spoiled food. Although Buddhism took firm root across Asia, it slowly declined in India. Hinduism actually absorbed some of Buddha's ideas, and they made room for Buddha as another Hindu god. Well, that's about it for what you need to know about Buddhism. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go back and listen to this video again to make sure you take notes and you understand everything. Remember, you need to be working on your India activities and getting all of those completed and turned in as soon as possible.